When will there be a day when I'm not covered in fucking dust all the time? Morning. Today we are back in the bedroom. It is a week on from the last vlog, and we are starting with a shitty job, which is get all these bags of rubble. All the black bags you can see are rubble that need to go downstairs. We ordered a new hippo skip, so we need to get them all downstairs, out of here, so we can have some clear space in this room and crack on with finishing in the spare room. So last weekend I got all the wallpaper off the walls, which is great mostly, but still got to get all the stuff around the fireplace off, and also today the planning too behind this bit of wood to get these bricks out from around the fireplace. So lots to do, and it's kind of like not big work but messy work. It's going to be dusty in here, and also I had 3 wines and a big McDonald's last night, which I'm starting to regret. Not feeling my best for a day of DIY, not feeling my strongest, but there we go. Neil's just popping around in the background, sorting stuff out so we can crack on. But yeah, we've got like loads of stuff in here as well in terms of rubble, and I've got really weak arms. I'm not very good at like carrying stuff downstairs, carrying big bags of rubble, so it's really going to test my strength. Anyway, I'm going to crack on, get tidied up, and then come back when we're actually doing some stuff. It is what, quarter past 9 in the morning, and skip we thought would just be like, oh, we'll just fill one end, is I would say half full already. There's lots of space to put those more in it, but that is just rubble from the clear out day we did. Must have been 3 or 4 weeks ago now, so this is only the stuff from then. And bearing in mind, when we did that, I filled a whole other skip to the top, as you saw, and now it's done another half a skip already. And that was only, what, like a couple of bedroom walls? This is the renovation reality, guys. This is what you end up with. Nothing is ever just a small job. Right, let's get back upstairs and let's crack on with getting those fireplace bricks out and getting more in this skip. Neil's been going at this for, I don't know, 20-30 minutes maybe, and we've come to the conclusion that we probably need, smell the metal because it's getting hot on the hammer, probably need to get a power saw involved in this one, because them bricks are tough to budge. So we might, feels like a running pattern in Drifting at the moment, but we might delay this process for another week, because the little chisels are fine, but I mean, you can see just how hard it is to get anywhere, like these tiny chisels versus those big bricks. I think not. So we might come back to this one, and probably the power tool that will get us much further in 5 minutes than we have done in like half an hour with this. So that means probably going to move into the spare room and start chiseling these tiles of this fireplace and possibly this plaster off this wall. Not sure yet. We'll see where we get to with that. Neil's done a smashing job, literally, so far. Pun was not intended there. Lots of rubble. And that's just from the sort of centre insert and some of the bricks. The centre insert is out, that was rock solid. But now the bricks are the next challenge, which we're struggling with. So it's only these ones here, the ones that have been added at a later date, we're trying to get out, not all of them. And yeah, they are solid. Neil's going in with a foot. Don't try this at home, kids. What are you doing? Anyway, I'll leave it there and let you know where we get to. I don't know how far we're going to get. Neil's going to crack on for like another 10 minutes. Then we'll go next door and crack on in there. Renovation life, people. All the best. Change of tact. I've been cracking on. We've actually got further than we thought. So we just need to get this row that Neil is hacking away at now. This row of like these 3 sideways big bricks here out. And then we've actually got enough space for the fireplace to go in. So no power tools required. We actually think we might have done it. So wish us the best. Wish us luck, and hopefully this is it, and we don't need any more work, although it looks scraggly and horrible. Looks a fucking mess, but it actually does what it needs to do in terms of giving us space to put the insert in. And actually I haven't really shown you the insert much in the daylight. Here she is again. Last time I showed you it was when we picked her up, so she was like rutty and it was dark, but here she is. I mean, a lot of work needed. She's a bit worse to wear. But we're going to do our best to bring her back to life, and she's going to look so nice once she's all polished up and cleaned up and in the wall. So actually we just need to go deep enough to get, you see how far it goes back there? We just need to go deep enough into the fireplace to be able to get that in, and then the rest of it can sit flat against the wall. So hopefully what we're doing here is enough. Anyway, let's carry on and see where we get to.
we have opened up the whole chimney.
Okay.
So I put a balloon very high up once it narrows again.
Yeah. Big chimney, isn't it? So the task in here is a slightly different ask. We've got not only the tiles on here to get off, which aren't the hardest but aren't the easiest, because we did the same in the main bedroom, and they're a little bit of a bitch to chisel off, but they do come off. But then also we've got this hearth, which is old, but it's not original Victorian. It's given me like 30s, maybe, those tiles, and the terracotta, dusty as hell. Yeah, but we don't want to keep hearth in this room, and we don't like this hearth particularly. It just comes out into the room so far for no reason, and it's not going to be a functional fireplace, so we don't need her. So we'll try and chisel her out, which I think is going to be a similar struggle to what's going on next door, honestly. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with this now. I think it is now, it's only 10 a.m, which is good. So we've made fairly decent progress at 10 a.m, and we've got a 40th birthday party to go to tonight, so I want to get through this, get this done, get possibly this plaster off the wall as well. You zoom out. We want to get this plaster off the wall as well. Good progress in here last week where the wallpaper's off, but now just these two walls, and much like in here, we do feel like the same treatment of the plaster on these walls is going to crumble off, because, I mean, the evidence is evidencing that is barely on there. So yeah, we think that's all going to come off. So it's going to be a dusty old couple of hours in here, but we need to get through it and get this done today, and then we're at a good stopping point with the reno. But we do need to get power tools, I think, involved for this situation, because it's tricky. It ain't easy. Anyway, let's get going, see where we get to with this. It is 11:43. Let's have a little check-in. So, good progress this morning. I'm so dirty. Look at the state of me. My microphone died, so you just have to listen to me like this. So we got most of this out. We got most of the bricks and everything out from this fireplace, which is great. And we've dry fitted the beautiful cast iron fireplace, so we know that fits in the gap we've created here, which is great. That is huge. It means that we've done everything we need to do on that now. Obviously the floor's not level, so but there'll be like new floorboards and flooring and stuff in here. So yeah, this fireplace is in a good place. That fireplace fits in this fireplace now. So we haven't got to take the rest of all of this, even though it's like super janky. It's so solid, that ain't going anywhere. So we're fine, that can stay as is. And this gap is big enough, tall enough, wide enough for the fireplace to fit in, which is great. You can see the original fireplace got sort of this original arch detailing. It's just a shame that someone felt the need to take the original fireplace insert out there and cover all that up. And chuck loads of fucking cement and bricks in it. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Anyway, let's head next door now, because as you saw, we're just cracking on in here. This was really messy and really hard to get tiles and the hearth out, but we did it. And I think, considering how difficult it felt doing it, I feel like we've done quite a clean job. I feel like that is quite a clean job. The hearth was like original, I'm going to guess original or old layer of tiles. And actually I'll show you some of them because we've got some like unearthed some bits of history in there. Original layer of tiles that are blue and cream, and then they'd poured like cement and mix of rocks on top of it, and then they'd tiled the newer half on top of that. So we had like two halves in there, so it's gone right back down to floor level now, which is good. And you can see how it's just, the insert here is slightly raised off the floor where they put the hearth on top of the other one. And you can probably see, if I can get you close enough, some of these, like some remnants of the blue tiles that are underneath the newer hearth that was like the brown tiles. So they really said, like, just put it on top, just layer it on, don't bother doing the groundwork to make it flat and nice and even, just chuck it the fuck on there and let's crack on. We're in a good place with this, and we probably need to take out these bricks, and we do need to take out that insert, but we're not going to do it right now purely because I don't know what's going to go in here. I haven't bought a fireplace for here yet. We have got the original fireplace, obviously, that's been up in the loft, or came down from up in the loft, but it's kind of damaged. The back of it is damaged, so I don't know if it's actually going to work in there. So I'm kind of toying with getting rid of it, getting it chucked. I don't know what to do. I'd love to keep it because it's part of the house, it's part of the house's history, but it is damaged and it's going to be really hard to get it back to any good place. So I might try and get one that's really similar, but also still original Victorian, so it's kind of still in keeping. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Anyway, let me show you some of the original tiles we found, original old tiles we found under there, which are really interesting mix of colours, kind of stuff I wasn't expecting, colours I wasn't expecting from the era. And I'm going to do my research and see what it says about the house, because they're not that ornate, but they are smart and they are pretty. So I'm going to try and age them and see what kind of house they would have been in, as in like what kind of people would have had those sort of tiles in their houses. Were they rich people? Were they poor people? Were they in between people? I don't know. Anyway, let's have a look at those before we crack on with getting this stuff off. So these are a mix of some of the tiles that survived the big smashing out just now. These are the ones that you saw, the white ones that were on sort of the front of the fireplace there. And I thought they were black. I think they might be black underneath, but also they've got touches of green. So either they've been painted green and then painted white, or maybe they are green tiles under there. I'm not entirely sure. That kind of looks like green paint to me now. I'm looking like that. But it's a shame they were painted white, then green, then black. But black is not a colour I was kind of expecting from this era. And as you can see, some of these tiles, they're dusty as hell, but they are actually solid black. So I'm going to assume all of these tiles black. No details on the back of them apart from made in England, which of course they would have been given the era that I'm assuming they were put in, probably 30s, maybe 40s, could be mid-century, but I'm thinking they're a bit plain, so I'm guessing they're earlier than that. But yeah, so we had all those black ones, and we kept quite a few of those that have survived quite well. They were in one piece, and these ones that are covered in paint but are black underneath that would need stripping, but I could use them as little coasters or something like that. It's always nice to have bits of history throughout the house, but they're quite dinky, like compared to my dirty hand, you know, they're quite dinky. Anyway, then obviously we had the brown hearth on top, which you saw, but then underneath that brown hearth, hiding, was a layer of these tiles, and these are quite big. And like, look at the colour on that, like it's really vividly like peacocky blue. It's almost like got scales. It's kind of like mottled. Got lots of dust and niceness on the top, but they're not so much patterned like floral or mosaic that I would expect from like the Victorian era. So I'm not really sure. I need to do my research on these, but nothing on the back in terms of where they were made. Again, no details, but I'm amazed that we managed to retain a few. Got someone else is doing some reno out there. This one's cracked on the bottom bit, but the top looks fine. But yeah, really interesting that there's really vivid inky blue under there, which is so pretty. So I really like that. And they're definitely good coaster size. I'm going to try and at least clean those up, give them a good wash, get some like sticky stuff remover on them, and see if we can use those like coasters in the eventual room. And then along with these ones, these sort of like little beigey, marbly, browny, but also with flecks of blue in there. You can see some specks of like blue in it. So I'm going to guess they were arranged in some sort of pattern like that. Couldn't really tell. I think it had like blue central tiles and then like this one as like edging on the floor, like around the edging and the corners. So a nice little contrast there. And again, they're clearly made by the same company because they look exactly the same on the back as the blue ones, but no kind of further detail. So I need to do my research on these. Is that 1, 2, 1, 2? No idea what that means. But yeah, really interesting. Little bit of history there. It's always nice to uncover things as you're renovating. It kind of makes it worth it to be like, oh my God, these tiles have not been seen by human eyes in probably best part of 100 years. And we're the first people to see them again, which is amazing. They're so well preserved. So I'm going to do my research and sort of find out when these might have come from. And same with these, what kind of era these would have been and who might have made them. Because there wouldn't have been a million tile makers in the UK and especially in London at that time, so people probably went to the same suppliers and same places in the local area to get their tiles. So it's really interesting, the history of them, and that they're still here, and hopefully I can find out a bit more about them. Okay, back to this, back to the fun. We're going to start, I think, by trying to get the plaster off this wall. There's loads of nails on here, I've just noticed for some reason, like all these little, like, I don't know if you can see that clearly, these little like Victorian nails. I'm guessing because there was a cupboard here before, you might remember. So the nails are probably from that, from in this wall, these little holes and stuff. Anyway, but yeah, this all got to come off. So we're going to start by scraping that all off, and you can see just like the edge here where it goes into the other room, like that's going to come straight off, and there she goes. Yeah, so get all that off. Hoping it's just this wall. She spoke too soon. It's definitely going to be this wall as well. I mean, the chimney breast, she's not doing well. So that and that, and then probably a lot of this, I'm going to guess. I did so well last weekend, stripping the wallpaper off of here and sort of retaining the plaster on this end of the chimney breast. That's quite solid, but obviously if that all starts to come off, if that all comes off, then that's going to probably come with it. There's no point in trying to retain one edge of plaster. It's not worth it. So we're going to crack on with that. It is now 10 to 12. Try and get this done in the next hour or so, and then we can have some lunch. Probably have a Greggs again, won't we? Let's be honest. And we can rest and clear up for the day and get cleaned up because we've got to go to a 40th birthday party later. So I don't want to look like this. I want to look glam. I want to turn out. I want to feel at least clean and put at least some mascara on for once. So let's get going, crack on. See you in a bit. yeah, successful reno day. Let me take this off. Oh, you can hear me. Oh my God. It's amazing how good these masks are at protecting me from the dust. When I take them off, I'm like, oh, the room is so dusty. That's better. Can't wait to have a shower today. But anyway, we're going to have a little chatty sweep up today. Yeah, we've got the skirting off the wall here, which is great. And actually, no big surprises today, really. I feel like the hardest bit was getting the bricks out of the fireplace and then getting the hearth off next door, the tiles off next door. That was like lengthy, took time, and was difficult, but no surprises and no like, oh shit, we've got way more work to do there than we thought. Most of this mess is like wallpaper leftovers from the ceiling the other week. So most of it is like wallpaper remnants. Like really should have cleaned up at the time, but didn't. So now we're doing it now. Whoops, fucking hell. We have got a really good DIY vacuum. It's like a wet and dry Hoover that we got from Screwfix. We leveled up. We had like a basic one, I think from B&Q or Screwfix or somewhere. Had a really basic one, and we leveled up when we did the loft reno. Because my God, if you've seen any of that, that was a whole new level of mess. You think this is bad? Go back and watch that. Okay, mind me. You're good. Well done. Big DIY tip if you're doing any kind of renovation or even any like DIY that's just going to get a bit messy, get yourself a wet or dry Hoover, a wet and dry vacuum, because your normal Shark, your normal Dyson, your normal vacuum, you think it's up to it, it's not up to it. Believe me, we absolutely ruined our Dyson that we had thinking we could just like, you know, Hoover up after reno with it. You cannot. This stuff requires a big boy with a big dust filter. So don't be naive like me. Get us all a vacuum. Anyway, so we're clearing up for today. We're kind of done where we want to get to today. Obviously, there's still more to do in this room. I still need to sort out the coving. I've bought new paint strip for that. But for now, we're going to clear up for today, stop, have a Greggs, have a shower, go out. Successful day all round. Okay, well, I didn't realise how much of a mess I was today. Jesus Christ. When will there be a day when I'm not covered in fucking dust all the time? Anyway, it's sunny out, as you can see, and it's time for lunch. It's time for a bit of Greggs. So let's tuck in, I'm starving! Right, Greggs in Howd, and I just want to show you this before we go. The dust in here, remember these tiles that were like blue earlier? She got dusty, and that was from taking all of this down. All of this created so much muck and dust, but it's so essential. I'm so glad it's done now. Yeah, and as I said, we're leaving, just covered that a bit so the cats don't get in there. Leaving that for now until we decide what the hell we're going to put in there. But everything else, it's in a good place. This wall survived, which is lovely. This plaster is quite solid, which is great, and it's probably going to be dot and dabbed anyway, which is where you basically stick modern plasterboard with adhesive onto the wall, so you kind of dot and dab over old plaster. As long as it's stable, it's fine, and same around here, so they'll just like put plasterboard on all of this with dot and dab probably. Before you say, why don't you have exposed brick, it looks so pretty, like this is not pretty. Bless you, Neil. See, I am a mess. I'm a mess. I cannot wait to have a shower. I'm so dusty. I wish you could feel this through the camera. Like, I feel like I will never feel clean again at the moment, but we're going to have a shower and oh my God, just feel glorious. And actually, it's only, we've done everything and had our lunch and it's not even 2 o'clock yet. It's 13:55, which is great. So today, having that extra help, having an extra person here makes all the difference, honestly. If I could have 5 extra people every week, my God, this wouldn't be done a day. But hey, alas, just me and Neil today. But it did make a difference. We got a lot done. A lot of messy work done. So now the plan is to go outside of these rooms in our hallway and downstairs, which has got very dusty from all of today's proceedings. So we need to go and like dust, like have a little polish, have a little hoover up, have a little mop. So like I'm going to go and have a shower, clean myself so I don't walk more dust around the house, and then we're going to do a little clean, which will probably take us like half an hour maximum, and then that's it, we're done for today. So by 3 o'clock we should be sitting on the sofa relaxing, which means I can like go and get ready for our night out. We've got a 40th birthday party tonight, as I mentioned, so it's really nice to not have to run from like this to get ready to go out. It's nice to have some relaxing time in between, which is a rarity when you're renovating a house, because you just like live like this all the time. It's to feel nice, to feel glammed up and have time to do it. It's really nice. My supermodel era is incoming, don't worry about it. But thank you so much for watching today and for watching the whole process. If you haven't seen any of the other videos, please do go back and have a watch to see how we got to this state. And please subscribe, follow along. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram, and obviously here on YouTube. And next time we'll hopefully be tackling the coving, getting the paint off this. I bought some specialist paint stripper for it, so that'll be a very satisfying watch. So please do come back and watch that. And very soon, big things going on in here. And there are big things, I mean, builders coming in, builders doing actual work. This starting to look like a room, plastering happening. So very exciting things. So much more to come. Thank you so much for watching, and please come back and watch my next video. Bye.